Hello everybody, next I want to make an original video of romance. I was noticing I grew up on the Martin generation, the Cosby generation, the different world, different strokes kind of generation, where you see, even though it's fictional and all, they've been inspired me to say, wow, this is pretty cool. Something, inspired to see some black positivity. And something I noticed that too, like, what happened to romance in this generation? What really happened to it? And here we go. This topic is called old love versus old love. That's only like barely 30 years ago. I just barely say near my age or so. And it was kind of like interesting. Like, I grew up in a time like, wow, you really show real affection, so people, appreciate you. They love to laugh and stuff. I was trying to remember, flirt with a couple of chicks on Instagram and Twitter, so, boy, some of them got very angry, like virtually, literally angry. A few actually called me a creep or so. So I said, wow, what happened to romance, It's really sad that social media had killed the romance of relationships of today, And also not just that social media, also the media in general, programming man and woman to really destroy each other. Don't appreciate each other, don't validate for one another properly, They show that we don't, especially America's capitalism and all that, corporations. It's sad to see, sad to say that I don't mean to be generalizing anything, but I was noticing on these women's social media pages, I'm gonna be sometimes turning to Martin like, man, girl, I don't see no fool in your pictures. I'm like, girl, what? You ain't burning nothing. You just taking pictures, but you ain't burning nothing. I'm like, oh God, these chicks can't cook. I remember, I was talking to a Philippine lady. Sad to say that, she got married. She got married to a Japanese person from the Philippines. And it's quite funny. I remember me and her was busting out laughing about comparing a woman from her country to my country. So, that's kind of funny what she said to me. I said, like, I was just noticing when we was video chatting, so it caught my attention that she was cooking. Like, she's actually cooking. I'm like, wow. And boy, I was laughing. I said, you know how to cook, young lady? Yeah, we know how to cook. Philippine women know how to cook. I'm like, oh snap. I said, oh snap. And guess what? I said, in our country, our women can't cook. She was busting out laughing. I said, oh, seriously? Your woman, your country can't cook? I see why guys are coming to our country. You like women that can cook, don't you? I said, oh, hell yeah. I opened the set. I said, oh, hell yeah. I be so disgusted when I actually got turned off so many times when I hear a woman say she can't cook. I'm like, golly. See, a woman can't cook. So that's kind of tragic, man. I said, how can I see you as a wife? Maybe I'm a little bit old traditional sometimes. This ain't for what it is. Oh, that's a nice legs on, lady. Oh, so I know Starbucks is open. Hope I ain't that rude woman. Anyways, I don't like the Starbucks downtown where I'm at. Oh, interesting. Oh, anyways, I was saying the Philippine lady got me rolling. I was like, oh snap, I didn't know she got jokes. Dude, I'm dying laughing here, man. Like, wow. Told me that your woman, your country can't cook. You see why? I said, yeah. And I remember just getting video calls from, literally from the Philippines. You woman could throw down the kitchen. I'm like, bruh. I'm like, wow. That's somebody I want to marry. I said, I gotta get a chick like that. I said, this one I ain't knocking a lot of women for them being career pushers or corporation slaves, basically. Nothing wrong, get the education, nothing wrong, making money, ladies. But that's nothing I was noticed about all. I see it, sad to say, in my own country too. That's being pushed on, just get a career, don't care about families. And you already know how I feel about that. Don't date single mothers and crazy cat ladies and women generally. So a lot of women just being pushed to just be career pushers, which ain't nothing wrong with it. Hey, make your money, lady, make your money. By any means, go to school and all that. I ain't knocking. We all need to get education. But I was noticing you don't really hear them ever talking being a wife or anything, you know. And I guess I grew up on some traditional stuff like with people now they can't make money off of one income. And I'm a realist, you know. But I'm also a little bit still traditionalist. Like a lady should be a lady, you know. A man should be a man, you know. Nowadays with this social media, social distancing era, and also this Me Too era, and all this mental era and all this nonsense, you know, man and woman just socially so disconnected from one each other. It's really sad that I'm forced to look towards foreigners. I was actually ironic. I had talked to a couple of foreigners about this, some Africans, some Arabic. I'm so sick of eating food downtown. Man, where to go to eat? Just they, yeah, when the virus hit, everything is literally got closed down. So I was like, dang. Anyways, I was saying like, it's funny to hear a woman can't cook. I said, I actually got turned off and immediately have no respect for women that can't throw down the kitchen. Man. I was actually baffled to hear a few women that actually openly admit they can't cook. Like, oh, I don't know how to cook. I was like, seriously? So, how's a man supposed to be a husband to a wife that can't throw down the kitchen? Unless you're rich, you got tons of resources, you can get a maid or a nanny, then my bad, you know. I stopped going to these restaurants. Anyway, so yeah. In a second, I was noticing I grew up on a time where love and romance were phenomenal, you know. And I feel like that as the media pushing a woman not needing man, they want to be independent. That's good. That's what the media pushing, social media pushing, not needing a man. So of course, when real things started to happen, started to strike accordingly. You're right, man. It's not going to protect, and not going to be chivalrous. Believe in chivalry, you know what I'm saying? And it's sad because it's kind of funny now looking back. Have I been in my parents' time? Of course, I would defend and protect a woman. But nowadays, you do that, people think you're a Captain Save-A-Son. So I said, and you hear a lot of females talking they strong, independent, don't need a dude. And that's poisoning the minds of young girls and young boys not to need, appreciate, and respect each other, you know? It is so sad that to hear this from a foreign lady was actually made me laugh. I say, wow. And I'm talking wow, like unbelievable funny. I was hearing, actually ironically, these Philippine ladies and Latina ladies talk about being good wives and good mothers, you know? And I was like, listening as it was going on, just being a good mother and a good wife to particular dudes and stuff. So, it's kind of tragic that I can't really see myself having a wife here in this country because, well, divorce rates is really out of control. Was that 50% of marriages end up in divorce? As well, 80% of American women initiate the divorce. So, of course, the majority of the women here in the country don't care about families. They don't care about being a proper wife, and unless you have to look like practically a millionaire. It's really just sad how everything look on the external source instead of internal source. And I can't really blame this on women. They've been conditioned and brainwashed. They think it's cool to be a materialistic, what's that one person said on Facebook called gold beggars or so, which, and I don't know, hey, they need help our ladies, and I'm not being prejudiced here. So I was noticing too that this mental and man right going in generation, even I had to admit myself was a part of that. I say was because I no longer agree with the philosophies, ideologies of that movement, the red pill. It's like teaching men and women how to be divided, basically, how to really not able to bond properly. And of course, you live in a culture where pretty much have no morals. Sad to say. And I'm in this so-called weird social distancing Me Too era movement. If you try to compliment a chick where I'm at, you going to prison for harassment. So of course, men don't compliment a woman. Men, sad to say, don't respect women. And it's just like a breakdown of psychology, which pains me, you know. I used to remember a time, and this is being open-minded too, like even the less attractive chicks give dudes some play. Nowadays, even the wildebeest think they models and entrepreneurs. I say, wow, wildebeest, that was a joke. But all seriousness, it's really sad how, in general, American psychology teaching people how to be conceited and judgmental and put us down and stuff, and it looks and so. Instead, it's based on personality and character, because we ain't all gonna get young. We ain't all gonna be young forever. So what happened once that's over? You know, after all the glitters and not gold disappear. You know what I'm saying? Have some substance, young man, young woman. You know, and I can't always come off getting at the media, social media. A lot of it's nasty peer pressure. You know, we live in a time that I barely survived my generation, and I have to admit something that it's not healthy. You know, peer pressure is a mug. You know, you become something you're not, basically, and not even realize it, because all you're trying to fit in. You know, as ironically being in the hip hop studios is even kind of bad. You know. I mean, they want you, you know, I hate to say it's capitalism again, and that they promote negativity in music or don't sell, basically. I understand that. In a recording studio, that's all I probably hear is destruction. Black Nazis, basically. I think it's cool to talk destroying your own people and putting your own people down and so forth. You know where I'm coming from. I probably just anger a lot of my own producers doing that, but just saying for what it is. That's what sells, you know. Ignorance sells, sex sells, violence sells. That's America for you. And it's sad they pushing this really sadly on young men, you know. They have to be hyper masculine, have to be hardcore, have to be a dick, basically. Not just to women, so that's old. I'm talking like just in general, just to get people. So I said I have to realize a lot of it's being programmed by this, by psychology, you know. And especially in the media doesn't help either. Sad to say, and I know just became a little bit of a hypocrite. That they show images of men are being idiots, you know. They show men as fools, bumbling. You know, I actually know something about commercials, how they look at men is so disrespectful. I didn't even acknowledge it, how disrespectful a lot of these commercials really are to young men, you know. That if we're not shown as rich millionaires and billionaires, either they just downright, you know, look down, they look, call them losers, laugh at these men, don't, you know what I'm saying, don't respect the man's authority and all that. So of course the man image in America is so destroyed, especially even, don't even get me started on black men's image. It's just disgusting, you know, that if we're not buffoons, we're not gangbangers, or we're not millionaires or rappers or so, we don't even get appreciation from our own people. And I say that probably just again in true force loneliness. How you gotta fit in, basically. And you please look at that series too, True Force Loneliness videos. How you gotta fake it to make it just to get by, you know. So, and I feel bad for a lot of young dudes, especially young black dudes, think it's cool to be, sad to say, puppets to modern day slavery, and that's prison, you know what I'm saying? And I feel bad for young dudes coming up thinking it's cool to be a deviant and be just a bunch of deviants, man. Like, they have no respect about themselves. They think it's cool being thug life. I grew up on the Tupac era, and that's not good to see. I grew up in sad to say, in the gang, just had turned to a gang-infested area. Literally grew up next door to gangbangers, the worst kind of people. You know, I was very surprised that at the time me and my dad were still alive. Whew, I said, wow. Me and my mom and dad, I said, I don't know how we survived. I hated the ghetto, man. I hated it growing up. So of course it caused disinterest and distrust from your own people. So, and sad to say, I hate to come off like this too. Hypersexual, like teaching our women, sad to say, black women, all they got to offer is just their bodies or so. Sad to say. I try to be careful with that because I know how feminists like to attack men for their rejection of women. But I said this back in, feminism talk. Why don't you advocate prostitution if you're okay with women being objectified? Ironically, feminists objectify themselves. But I won't derail to that. So they're teaching our little girls just to twerk their little bodies or so, their little booties. And men immediately don't show no respect for them. So of course hip hop has ruined, American media have ruined the relations between young men and young women, in a lot of our households, a lot of it is toxic, Well, I even realize that a lot of people, I was very thankful to have somewhat of a stable nuclear family, so somewhat what I say. My parents ain't perfect, they let me know they had made tons of mistakes. But I'm very glad to see what a family look like. Because now I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, now I'm thinking about it. You don't really see full functional families no more, And I want to close off this video. Like, wow, what's the last time you see a full functional family? A mom and dad, a husband and wife, All you see is broken homes and just broken homes or people in nasty divorce battles and so forth. It's just downright sad that, especially it has a nasty impact on kids. Think it's cool to come from broken homes and split households, and so that's really sad, And that's also when they get married to overseas, or at least get a girlfriend or wife overseas. They know what a full functional family is like, And that kind of hits on me too. Like, what's the last time you see a full functional family that ain't full of chaos and dysfunction? And I guess it goes back to the single mothers and crazy cat lady thing. So you can look that up on Don't Date Single Mothers. But it's all reality. It's kind of sad that now looking back at it, I had to look for a wife elsewhere, Despite my situation, I'm still looking for a good, wholesome, decent woman, That's where I come up on. I come up on the Martin era, where men and women have respect for each other, Where it can be cool, but you still have some little wholesomeness, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Nowadays, man and woman have no respect for themselves, man. And that ain't their fault, though. Man. They've been conditioned and brainwashed. They think it's cool to be degenerates, basically. And it pains me to say that, young people, regardless of race and culture, learn how to work it out. Learn how to bond with each other, Even if it's corny as it is, give that nice girl, give that nice boy a chance, to be a proper boyfriend, proper husband, proper girlfriend, proper wife, I'm tired of seeing broken families here. I'm just so tired of it, but let's just be preaching, you know what I'm saying? This all I say of a message. Just give each other a chance and work it out. Don't listen with the media and social media condition you think it's cool to have a broken relationship and broken families, And it's even sicker that how these divorce lawyers literally have no shame about breaking up a family. They have no shame of seeing broken families for payment. We just broke some family. They make whole careers breaking up families. I remember I had talked to a divorce lawyer. It was so disgusting how they view families as nothing, Family is a beautiful thing, man. Be that you know what I'm saying? I had to tell a lot of men that, fellas, you have to leave the country. Now some good women say you do too, It's sad that I can't look for a wife here. And I'm in my 30s, Despite my house situation, I still believe in family, morals, tradition, so forth. Yeah. So, closing words is, learn how to stop being prideful. Take the time out to be a little vulnerable. Take the time out to know each other, appreciate each other, love each other, respect each other, care for each other, and please be romantic. If either man and woman are feeling each other, please let the opposite side know. Please tell your significant other, your spouse, or however, just say you're not interested. Please. I'm tired of seeing broken relationships and broken families. Where's the romance? That's all I gotta say. Where's the romance?